everybody. Welcome to Lowry at Home. I'm your host, naturalist Kirk. This is episode 18, and today we are continuing our program this week. We're looking at wilderness skills. And if you remember, earlier in the week, Mr. Brett had taken a stick and thrown it into Lake Crosby out at the Nature Center. I was there just the other day doing animal care, and I fetched that stick out of the lake. There we go. Fetched the stick out of the lake and cut it in half, and I'm going to use that to actually make a fire with that wet stick and show you how to do it. So we're going to take things right over to me. Go ahead, Kirk. All right, so look what we have here. We've got a piece of that wood that Brett threw into the lake, and it is still wet. It's been soaking in that lake for a number of days. I actually took it and I cut 2 chunks out of it. This is what we're going to start our fire with, and actually I'm just going to use one of these as a hammer, and I'm actually going to start my fire with just this. Now I'm also going to use some matches and a knife. And if I take the matches and just try to light this wood, it is not going to light up. It is it's soaking wet. So first thing we're going to do, if we want to start a fire with a piece of wood like this, is I have to get rid of this wet bark, and I can just scrape it off there with the knife. And one of the cool things about the bark is it actually it protects the wood underneath, so it's going to keep the wood under here dry even if the outside is soaking wet. And this could be in the water for weeks and weeks and weeks. Doesn't matter. This wood inside here is dry, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to do all this. Maybe we'll speed this up a little bit so you don't have to watch the whole process. Okay, so now I've got a dry piece of wood. This still won't burn though. There's not enough heat in the match to get this to burn. What you really want to do is you want to split wood. I'm going to show you a really safe way to split wood using a knife. Now this has to be a knife that has what's called a full tang, so this metal actually comes all the way back into the handle. If you try this with a pocket knife, you'll break your pocket knife, so don't try that. I'm going to place this right here. There's actually a little bit of a crack starting right here, so we're going to start right there, and I'm going to kind of put it right in the middle, and I'm going to use this like you would use a hatchet. This is actually a really safe way to do this. I'm going to take the other half of the stick and I'm going to pound on top. You see it pounded that knife blade right in there. I'm going to hit out here while I push down over here, and I can actually split this piece of wood right in half. All right, now I've got 2 nice dry pieces of wood, but this isn't enough to start a fire. I need to go again. So I'll take this, split this one down the middle as well. All right, now I've got some smaller pieces of wood. We're going to keep on going. Split that down even smaller. Do it again to this one. Okay, now I've got some nice small sizes of some wood here, and these will burn pretty well. This one here still looks a little thick. Going to put that knife blade on there. Whoop, snapped off a little bit. Let's try it maybe over here. Now you will see I'm doing this on a sidewalk. I do need a firm surface to push down on. I could also use like a log or something if I was out in the forest. So, all right, I got some wood here now. And I'm going to start, let's see if I can snap this. Yep, I'm going to build myself a little log cabin. Base for a fire here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces like that. But this will not be good enough to start a fire with. I need some tinder. Where am I going to get tinder? I'm going to get it from this wood right here. So what I can do is I can start shaving little pieces of this off and gather them up. Now, oh my gosh, this takes a while. So we're going to speed up into time-lapse mode here and come back once I have a whole bunch of little pieces shaved off here. Here we go. little bits in there. You know, this is one little tip for you too, is if you do this on some sort of surface like a jacket or a tarp or something like that, you can often end up with a nice surface you can pick up and place all of these little shreds that you got, that you spent so much time making, right into your fire pile. So it's a little tip for you. Well, I really hope this works. We have our fire here, we have our matches, and this again was all made with that wood that was in the lake. So cross your fingers. Oops, there's a safety hazard. Get that match back in there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to light this up. Come on, match, don't go out. It's kind of windy here today. I'm gonna try to light this in a couple spots here. Get those thin little bits of wood burning. Some good fuel in that match. I'm gonna put the match right on there. I've got some other little pieces that I kind of shaved off. They're a little bigger. I can try to get those in my fire too. Get those burning. Oh, it's starting to go. Move my matches away. Now, if I was really trying to survive with this fire, I would definitely spend a little more time making even more shavings and getting a bigger pile than this. I'm just trying to do a little demonstration for you. Some of these pieces are starting to light. I can get my little bits of fuel, get them where the flame is. Oh, here we go. It's starting to kind of take off. There we go. I got a little fire. I can add a little more fuel up on top there. And we've got ourselves a fire that was made all from one log that had been sitting underwater. And actually, you know what? I've even got some more of it left. So if I keep this going, I would actually split this down and add more on top. But it's actually, if we zoom in there, it's going pretty nice. Awesome. So that's how you can use a knife to get a fire going with just one piece of wood. Incidentally, if you're curious, this knife is actually a really awesome but really affordable knife for using out for bushcraft in the woods. This is a Mora knife from Sweden. I think when I got it, it was like $12. So you don't have to go out and spend an absolute fortune on a knife. Some of these inexpensive ones like the Mora knife are really awesome. But there's our fire. So I'll send things back to me. Excellent. Glad you got the fire started, Kirk. Man, that guy's good and handsome too. Tell you what, thank you for stopping by for episode 18 of Lowry at Home. Thank you for sending in your photos again for this pre-show countdown slideshow. That's really fun to see those. If you have any questions for anybody of stuff you've seen this week, put it in the comments, because we are going to do a Q&A on Friday where we're going to answer our viewer questions. But have a great day. Start enjoying the days that are getting warmer and getting longer, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.